you're enjoying this content. Hit that subscribe button. Join us.
Aw, Sookie now. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. You're listening to Ethan Van Sciver, 27-year veteran of the comic book industry, world's most charming and disarming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man, great big Star Wars fan, trusted member of the media. I should have done this video a long time ago. This is the beauteous GINA CARANO, star of The Mandalorian. Oh no, what is this? GINA CARANO backlash culminates in Star Wars fans calling for Disney to hashtag fire GINA CARANO from The Mandalorian. Now, many of you know that when I first saw this specimen appear on Mandalorian in the first season, I was worried. I thought this might be the invasion of the strong woman feminists, SJWs, trying to ruin my beloved Star Wars show. I like The Mandalorian. I like it quite a bit. I was worried for it because inevitably, these SJW parasites worm their way in and destroy everything that is good and holy in the world. Everything that people like, they ruin. But I was very surprised to learn GINA CARANO, the strength of her character, the backbone on this young lady. Of course, she's a kick-ass fighter. I think probably being able to roundhouse kick a full-grown man and knock him unconscious gives you the strength of will and character to not bend the knee to crowds, mobs of SJW harassers. And I think she's enjoying herself like I do. I think she enjoys social media and these weirdos. But now they're trying to get her fired from The Mandalorian. Fat chance we will not let it happen. Let's read this article from Bounding Into Comics, one of the few non-garbage tier pop culture websites on the internet. The outrage against actress GINA CARANO continues. It's outrage, with fans trending the hashtag fire GINA CARANO in an attempt to grab Disney's attention, Bob Iger, and demand that the Mandalorian star be let go from the series due to her disagreement with politically liberal social trends. What a beautiful woman. The more I read about her, the more I like GINA CARANO, and I think you guys are probably the same. I hope so. Why is this Turtles video in the middle of this article, Bounding Into Comics? Clean up your site. CARANO is no stranger to harassment and backlash from Star Wars fans. Neither am I. I'm constantly harassed from fake Star Wars fans, with the actress facing months of attacks based on her disagreement with certain social politics, including being accused of racism for sharing a historical photo of a man in a crowd refusing to give a Nazi salute during Adolf Hitler's reign of Germany. We've all seen that picture. You know, it's basically a bunch of people, a bunch of Germans giving the Nazi salute, and one man refusing to do it in the crowd. And GINA CARANO is comparing herself to that. She doesn't have to go along with the mob, not when the mob is being immoral and unethical and wrong and hysterical. What a brave woman. Transphobia. She's transphobic, apparently, for refusing to list her pronouns in her Twitter bio. I mean, she's clearly a woman. I don't know why that's a problem. And a homophobe for simply blocking a gay Star Wars fan on social media platform to avoid harassment from said individual. Yeah, block them all. The former MMA fighter has also been accused of being a COVID denier due to her calls to open up businesses and churches in the face of the ongoing lockdowns in America, despite the fact that CARANO acknowledged that the virus could not tell the difference between a protest or praise and worship, and advocated for decision makers to enforce whatever regulations you want because that is your right. Yeah, a lot of controversy over COVID, and there's no clear answer. There's no clearly. Here's what we know. We know that the disease is a little worse than the flu. Even though it has a survival rating of 99.999% for kids and 0.997% for adults, 99.997, I should say, for adults, and all of that. But if you do get it, it is going to hurt your lungs. It's gonna do damage to you. But on the other hand, that should be your choice. It should be your personal choice, and locking down all business doesn't necessarily make sense. And also, if you're allowed to go outside and protest, you should probably be allowed to also go to church. Protest is, close to the same thing as religious worship in some senses, in terms of a person's right, political right to practice. So it doesn't make sense, and that's a very brave and sensible stance that GINA CARANO is taking that I think most people agree with. Most recently, fans called for her punitive action to be taken against Carano over the content of her Twitter likes, which generally oppose popular left-wing stances. Boy, is she beautiful. The more I hear about GINA CARANO, the more beauteous, the more lovely she becomes. In the latest round of hashtag inspiring outrage, the latest round began on November 14th when Carano posted a meme mocking American Democrats and their response to the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic, which jokingly claimed that Democratic government leaders now recommend we all wear blindfolds along with masks so we can't see what's really going on. What a brave, what a beautiful stance, what an amazing and insightful stance. Breaking news, Democrat government leaders now recommend we all wear blindfolds along with masks so we can't see what's really going on. Profound. That is really, really profound and true. Because there are people in the government who are using this crisis in order to gain more power. And that is something that we as a society should not tolerate and we should guard against. Thank you, GINA CARANO, for making that point. I don't think she should be fired from Mandalorian at all. I think she should be promoted. She should be the Mandalorian. Like clockwork, Carano's tweet sparked a wave of outrage among soy-based weirdos, which led to such fans descending upon Carano, accusing the actress of various forms of bigotry and calling for her termination. All right, so Darth Sokas, my name's Darth Sokas, accused Carano's actions of not just a difference in political opinions and stated that what she has done and is continuing to do is violent and harmful. Oh no, not violence, not harm. The user then pointed to Carano's likings of tweets discussing how America has a violent... Oh wait, I'm sorry, let me reread that because this is Carano's words. So America has a violent leftist extremist problem. And a tweet by the actress announcing her creation of a Parler account. And that's a big problem right now. Even Mark Hamill is saying, don't go to Parler. Parler is bad. As evidence that she's supporting and defending white supremacists and their extremist ideals while voicing their own. All right, so this isn't just a difference in political opinions. What she has done and is continuing to do is violent and harmful. She is supporting and defending white supremacists and their extremist ideals while voicing her own. Let me see. So, here she's like, you can join me over. Parler app. I go by Gina Joy Carano. Joy is my middle name. It sure is. It really is. Joy. It should be. So people complaining about GINA CARANO joining Parler. What else is new? That is going to be something that is all over the place pretty soon. Joining this other social media app when we are being rounded up and controlled by Twitter, having our voices fact-checked by strange authoritarians. That's going to be a problem. Deciding to leave Twitter for free speech grounds, they will call you a Nazi because of that. So get ready. I mean, it's too bad, but that's the way it is. Similarly, Sith Shalar found Carano's creation of a Parler account, as well as her opposition to leftist extremism and disillusion with the news media, calling an election in the face of alleged irregularities to be evidence of her extremist and bigoted beliefs. All right, fire this bitch. It's gone too far, they demanded. All right. What is she saying? I don't think she's saying anything bad. America does not have a systemic racism problem. America has a violent leftist extremist problem. She likes that. I agree. Wow, I really like GINA CARANO. Good for her. She spread batshit conspiracy theories about COVID. She spread batshit conspiracy theories about election fraud and mocked pronouns. Don't mock pronouns, whatever you do. Don't mock the idea that people need to let you know that they are a he or a she on Twitter. Said Star Wars Takes, an account dedicated to mocking Star Wars fans through the eyes of critical social justice and race theory. She no longer gets the benefit of a doubt. But but free speech and she's a woman. You just want her fired for different opinions, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, if those opinions are racist, invalidating people's existence. I got to learn to invalidate people's existences. I don't know how to do that yet. You know, I think you have to be, I don't know, how do you do it? How do you invalidate people's existence? Like, I would use that power irresponsibly if I had it. I would definitely use it. Spreading harmful lies and propaganda and wishing ill upon people. Then, yeah, she doesn't belong in Star Wars, the account added. Oh, this is the shitty Star Wars. I hate this dude. He's funny. He just goes around bothering people. She doesn't belong in Star Wars. Dude, she's in The Mandalorian. There are action figures of her. She most certainly, people have accepted and love her. She's a legitimate badass. She definitely belongs in Star Wars. And she speaks the truth to an authoritarian, I would say, I'm going to even go so far as to say fascist mob. She is the rebellion. God bless her. In response to user Eric M. Mozeric, who asserted that the biggest problem that people have with the left was how instead of trying to listen and engage, these fuckers are trying to fire... Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't list that either. I'm assuming that a lot of these tweets are from SJWs, and they're not. Many of them are good Star Wars fans. They're good citizens who are standing up for GINA CARANO, including this guy here. The biggest problem that people have with the left was how instead of trying to listen and engage, these effers are trying to fire GINA CARANO because she has a few awkward, you would say? You think those are awkward opinions, you weirdo? I take it back. I lisp this whole tweet here. Pascal Iran asserted that her being a racist, transphobic, pandemic-denying bigot are not awkward opinions. No, they're not. They're harmful and dangerous. All right, so some people are trying to stick up for her, but they're not doing a very good job. Again, they're harmful and dangerous, but thanks for helping the hashtag reach the trending page. Fire GINA CARANO. Pixie Pascal. Are people naming themselves after Pedro Pascal now, who is an SJW, and I think was actually fired from The Mandalorian? Pixie Pascal took issue with what they believed to be the audacity of hiring a white woman who has blatantly made it obvious she doesn't believe in racism to work alongside black men and Latino men, declaring Carano's continued employment to be a fucking insult and mocking POC. Okay, let's see. Fix this. Fix this now. Remember Mark Wade? Fix this! All right, let me see. Who was this person? Let me just look at this person's face. No, that is Pedro Pascal. So this is a Pedro Pascal fan account, essentially, that is demanding that she be fired for mocking POC. Some fans accuse Disney of hypocrisy, stating that the company found it necessary, to take action against The Mandalorian, led Pedro Pascal's recent post comparing Americans who voted for President Donald Trump in the 2020 U.S. election to outright Nazis and white supremacy. See, that's troublesome. That's a real problem. That's an actual problem, what Pedro Pascal said. They should similarly take action against Carano's tweets, despite the former's post being an outright and explicit insult against millions of Americans. That's the problem. While the latter's content was merely the expression of her own personal opinions. I really don't appreciate my escapist entertainment being tainted by a transphobic, COVID-denying... See, this is the thing. I mean, you know, I can't help, like, I'm somebody who's like, yeah, COVID's probably a problem. But when I see this phrase here, COVID-denying, and it seems like more of a religious or a political statement than an actual situation about, you know, our health, well... You know, I start to become skeptical too, and I start to listen a little more to what somebody like GINA CARANO has to say. This sounds nutty to me. What do you mean COVID denying? Racist, MAGA dumb F, especially when Disney is censoring Pedro Pascal for calling out MAGA. Good, he should. They should absolutely get rid of Pedro Pascal. He's a real lunatic and a problem. GINA CARANO is not. She just has, you know, normal American opinions. This person shared their opinion that it was funny how some people mad about what Pedro Pascal said and was forced to take down are absolutely loving what GINA CARANO is doing. That's me, because I disagree with the idea that Pedro Pascal can demonize 50% of the United States of America, while GINA CARANO was just simply expressing skepticism about COVID, and also saying that mobs are bad. The same mother effers who got mad at Pedro Pascal for comparing Trump supporters to Nazis are the same motherfuckers eating this up, said Poe Jaron, seemingly solely based on Carano's creation of a Parler account. Get out of here. He was right. Well, he was sent the fuck out of here, so I don't know, because he was left. As the backlash continued to mount against Carano, the Cara Dune actress shared the Man in the Arena passage from former President Theodore Roosevelt's Citizenship in a Republic speech, which asserts that it is not the critic who counts, but rather the credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena. Who at the worst, reads Roosevelt's words, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who never know victory nor defeat. Good for you. Gina is just awesome. Sharing Theodore Roosevelt, great president. A great president who I don't think ever sniffed an 8-year-old's hair or fondled women against their consent. What do you make of this latest attack on Carano? Well, I think it's soy-based, and I think it's lame. And, you know, as long as Gina remains charming and sweet and beloved by everyone, expresses her opinions, you know, freely without apology, never apologize. Here we go. Gina, whatever happens, never, and I don't think you ever will. I don't think you care. I don't think you need this job. I think you're just doing it for fun, which is great. Never apologize to these people ever. They are wrong. They're bullies. They're sick and weird. I think, and they're hateful. I think you're seeing that. Always be yourself, and we will stand behind you. Fans will stand behind you. I went out and I bought your action figure. I don't know if that ends up with royalties in your pocket or not, but I will support Gina Carano, and I will continue to watch The Mandalorian as long as she's in it. If she's ever fired, I will come down. I will bring hell. I will rain hell upon The Mandalorian and Disney if Gina Carano is ever fired for her political beliefs. And I think I will not be alone. I think all of my peers on YouTube and social media will also do likewise. We will make it a living hell for Disney if this beautiful actress is ever punished for having conservative views. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of this video. Do you encounter this? Have you seen Gina Carano dealing with this? What's your opinion? Like, share, subscribe to this channel, please. We are beating the algorithm. It's great. I just asked you guys. This is how much I love you guys. I said, look, I've got a problem. YouTube is deliberately doing to me what they're doing to everyone else. They're beating down my channel. They're taking away my subs. If you wouldn't mind, checking and making sure that you're still subscribed, and then subscribe and ring the bell for notifications, I'd really appreciate it. You guys are doing it. My channel is growing. It's experiencing growth for the first time in a year. That is us doing that together. I think that's the relationship that we have. Thank you so much. I will continue to make great videos for you, best that I can. And here's a Cyberfrog ad. Thanks very much. Hey Indiegogo backers, it's Cyberfrog, warts and all, the complete collection of every Cyberfrog comic from the 1990s in one hardcover omnibus collection. More than 328 pages of frog fun gathered together for the first time ever for one low price, with plenty of amazing stretch goal bonuses to keep fans jumping. Back it today, only on Indiegogo. Hey, I got a P.O. Box. Want to send me some mail? Send it to Ethan Van Sciver, P.O. Box 607, Marlton, New Jersey, 08053. And I'll probably open it up on a live stream. Thanks very much, everyone. Hey, you want to follow me on Twitter? Are you sure? Well, if so, I'm at Ethan Van Sciver. That's at Ethan Van Sciver. See you there.